Hello, and thank you so much for signing up for my Django 2 course. My name is Nick Walter, and it's an honor to be your instructor. I know there's lots of different ways to go learn Django out there. There's blogs, websites, YouTube videos, books, but the fact that you chose me in this course means a lot, and I can't wait to show you the magic that is Django. I've used lots of other web frameworks before, and I've honestly fallen in love with Django. I think it's so simple, the way that it all works. I just can't wait to show you the magic. Now, throughout this course, I'm going to be down in the bottom right corner. So let me go ahead and put myself there now. Yep. There we go. Just think of me as your little Django friend down here, cheering you on, making sure that you're learning all of this great stuff. So I've taken lots of online courses, and I hate it when the first video is just this long drawn out thing where they don't really teach you anything. So I'm just going to get to the point very quickly. I want to share an overview of this course so that you can decide, am I going to attack this course just straightforward section by section, or do I want to jump around a bit? So here is the course outline. First, we're going to be doing something called the Python refresher. So if you know Python pretty well, maybe you use it every day, whatever, you can just completely skip this section. We need to know Python, at least the fundamentals, in order to make Django websites. And so if you're someone who it's been a while since you've used Python, or maybe you know some other programming languages, but you don't really know about Python, I'm going to get you up to speed. I basically teach you a concept in Python. We have a quick little coding challenge to make sure you've really got it, and then we move on to the next one. So again, maybe you take a few of those, you realize, I kind of already know this stuff. You can just skip this section. Then we're going to move on to making our very first website. In this course, we're going to be making 3 complete websites, and this is the very first one. So it's going to be a word counter. And the basic idea with this website is that someone can enter in some text on the home page, hit a count button, and then our Django website is going to analyze that text, count it word by word, and say, hey, the word the showed up 13 times, and the word and showed up 8 times. It's going to count them and show them from the most frequently used all the way down to the least. So the basic idea behind this project is I want you to know how Django works. You're going to see the structure of what a Django project looks like. You're going to learn how to test it locally on your computer, just sort of get your feet wet kind of a project. And you could even use it to analyze some things like the Gettysburg Address or the latest Taylor Swift lyrics and see who it is she's really angry at this time. So from there, we're going to be moving on to a section about Git. And if you already know about Git, you can just gloss through this section, don't even worry about it. But for those who don't know, this will be a quick section teaching you how to use Git. And Git is basically a way to save and organize our code. We're going to be using it throughout the course, so I just want to make sure that you're up to speed there. Then we're going to move on to making our second website, and this is going to be a portfolio website. So the idea behind this is that it's going to be a page where you can show projects that you've worked on before. There's also going to be a blog included so that you can share thoughts every once in a while and people can access that information. You're also going to be hosting your resume on there. So it's sort of a, this is me out on the internet. I'm sure you've seen lots of developers with websites like this. So the big things that we're going to be learning about here is, one, how Django works with databases. We're going to be setting up a Postgres database and be talking about how do we make models, how do we save those in and fetch them back out. We're also going to be learning about how to work with static and media files. That should be great. So really, this website is sort of digging deeper into Django, and the first one just sort of getting you the basics, but now we're really learning some awesome functional things. From there, we're going to be taking this portfolio website that you make and actually uploading it to the internet so you can share yourself with the world. And this is a really fun section for me because whenever you make one of these Django projects, it's really not anything until it's out and people can use it, right? Like, I want you to be able to put your work out for everyone to see, whether it's your family or friends or whether you're trying to make money from it. Putting your stuff on the internet is absolutely essential. So from there, we're going to move on to the third website, which is going to be a product hunt clone. So in this one, we're going to be really focusing on the nitty-gritty details behind Django, like what things can we do to make the experience that much better for the end user who are using our websites. We're going to be learning about the whole authentication system, which makes it so that our website can have a login, people can sign up for things, log back out. Whenever they submit something to our product hunt page, it will be associated with that user. we're going to be learning all of that. This is the biggest project that we're going to be making, but it's also the most satisfying. From there, I have a section about what's new in Django 2.0. So there was a big shift when we moved from Django 1.11 up to 2.0, or any of the previous versions from there. And so if you're coming from one of those previous versions and you want to know, hey, what's new? What things should I be looking for? This section's for you. I've also got included in there me moving one of my 1.10 projects to a 2.0 project. And so if that's your situation, I think you'll really appreciate that. So maybe in your situation, that's going to be the one that you want to jump to immediately. Then lastly, I'll have a bonus section where you can get my other courses at a discount, but you can check that on your own time. So the keys to the course, I just have 4 things for you here. So number 1, ask questions. There's no such thing as a dumb question in this course. I'm a self-taught developer. I many a time have been completely confused by something, looking up on Google, trying to find something. Stack Overflow doesn't really make sense to me, and it's like, I just need some help. That's what I'm here for. That's what the other students are here for. If you've got a question, please post it. I'm sure I can help you. Maybe you go to ask a question, you see someone else has already asked it and there's an answer there. Do not be afraid to ask a question. The next one that sort of goes hand in hand with that is be willing to help others. If you see someone post a question and you know the answer to it, go ahead and jump in and help them out with that. I think as you teach others, you really cement your learning. I know personally that's true for me, and I think you'll experience the same thing yourself. Next, I want you to not be a robot in this course. I know, again, because I've taken many online courses, it's sort of easy to follow in this monkey see, monkey do situation where I just type word for word what the instructor does and I never deviate. But the real learning is going to take place when you sort of step aside for a second, hit that pause button and say, well, I just learned how to add buttons, but I wonder what happens if I try and make this button a little bit longer, or maybe change the color on that button. Whatever it is that you do, I really want you to experiment, because when you sort of go and draw outside of the lines for a second, I think you'll really learn some new things, and it's going to be that much better for you. Then lastly is I would really appreciate your feedback. Throughout taking this course, you're probably going to get a little pop-up that says, hey, what do you think of this course? Give it a rating, all that. I would love to know what you think. The feedback from you is absolutely essential for me as an instructor. So one quick request is if that review for saying, hey, provide some feedback for this course comes a little bit too soon and you're not ready to leave feedback, just hit that I'm not ready yet button. I've had some students who say, oh, I'm not ready, I'll just do 3 stars for now, and then when I finish I'll give my feedback. But sometimes they never come back to leave that feedback, and then it just stays as a 3-star review. So that's all I've got for you. Let's go ahead and move straight into the Python refresher.